Hi guys, welcome to another episode of SCN. On today's show, we're going to be talking about what makes a great client. And to end off with, as always, we've got some spectacular videos. This week, we're going to be looking at some of the cars I've been fortunate enough to be able to have sold. Now, when I'm talking about what makes a good client, I've got a team of guys that help me source cars on behalf of my clients. I've got both corporate and private clients that I go out and buy cars on behalf of. Now, my team consists of the guys at Modena, first and foremost. These are the guys that help me do all of the due diligence on the cars that I'm looking at buying and supplying my clients. Together with Modena, we've got Acura. Acura are the guys who are going to go out there and do all the due diligence on the technical aspect of the car. They're going to make sure any car I'm going to represent a client is in tip-top shape. Together with them, we've got the guys from the Innovation Group. Now, the Innovation Group design bespoke warranties as well as general warranties that make sure that the cars being sold by myself are properly covered for any kind of mechanical breakdown. And again, part of that team are BMW Financial Services. These are the guys who guarantee my clients get the most competitive rates possible. Now, having said that, I've got my team in place and I go off to see my client. Now, what I need from my clients, I need clients who understand exactly what it is they need from a car. So before I even start looking for a car for my clients, I have to perform a needs analysis. Now, the needs analysis is quite a basic little layout of questions I tend to ask my clients. The first thing, and obviously the most important thing for me when asking my clients about the cars, are budgetary restraints. I need to understand exactly how much money my clients have got to be able to spend on a car. That allows me to start sifting through all the potential cars I'm going to present them and make sure that the cars are going to come in on budget. Also, I don't want to underspend their budget and I certainly don't want to overspend their budget. So I need to get that just right before we start searching. Now, the other thing I need to do is I need to understand if the car is being bought for practical reasons, if it's being bought for fun reasons, or if it's being bought for investment purposes. This will also dictate the kind of cars that I'm going to be presenting to my clients. A lot of my corporate clients clearly are only buying cars for practical purposes, and I've got a lot of clients, though, private guys that are buying cars from investment purposes. So that makes it a completely different search that I set out on. The other thing I need to understand is the kind of mileage my clients are going to be doing on an annual basis. If my clients are going to be buying a car and financing it over 3 years, I need to understand that at the end of the period, the car still needs to be saleable. Because while I'm selling my clients' cars, I'm also buying them back at the end of the period. And I want to make sure when I buy them back, they come back to me with saleable mileage on. Normally, that's under 100,000 kilometers. So if I know my clients are going to be doing 20,000 kilometers a year in a car, for example, I can't afford to find them a car with more than 35 or 36,000 Ks on. Because that, coupled with the mileage they're going to be doing, brings the car back to me at under 100,000 kilometers, and that makes it very, very saleable. Now, talking about length of ownership, how long you're financing a car over has a big bearing on the kind of car I'm going to be looking for my clients. If they're going to be financing a car over 24 or 36 months, I can find a car with a little bit more mileage on. If they're going to be financing a car over 60 or 72 months, I need to be very careful about the car that I'm sourcing for them, as well as the mileage on the car. I cannot finance 5- and 6-year-old cars over 72 months in some cases. So that's also going to affect the kind of car that I'm looking for them. What we also do during the course of this needs analysis, we look for the total overhead, the total running cost on a particular car. So I need to take things into account like insurance. Insurance is one of those costs that will come and bite you on the ass, pardon the expression, if you don't be careful in terms of what you're buying. So insurance is part of your monthly running cost. And if you're finding very expensive cars that are very expensive to insure, it's going to put your entire budget out of whack altogether. The maintenance cost is something that also needs to be understood. Now, because of the guys at Innovation giving me warranties on day one, I know for a period of time that if anything massive happens to that car, if they have a huge mechanical issue or even a minor mechanical issue, chances are the warranty that Innovation have given me will cover the car for all of those costs. But you've still got to service the car yourself. So servicing costs are something you must take into account, and this is something I explore with my clients, again, when we're looking at what kind of car they want to be driving. The other thing that I take into account is what will the car be worth at the end of the period. So I'm selling my clients a car on the 1st of January 2010. They're financing it for 5 years. I need to understand on the 1st of January 2015 what the car is going to be worth and what it's going to owe. So I need to understand how my clients are financing the car, if they're putting a deposit down, if they're not putting a deposit down. And at the end of ownership, I need to understand if there's going to be negative or positive equity in the car at that point, working on the premise that they're going to service the car regularly and they're not going to do ridiculous mileage. So I also sit down and discuss that topic with my clients. Understanding what the car is going to be worth and what it's going to owe at the end of the period is absolutely vital when you're looking at financing a car and you're looking at sourcing a car. So these critical points I've all mentioned for a very specific reason. Now, I do needs analysis with all my clients before I start looking for a car. And I'm telling you this because every one of you guys out there looking to replace your car needs to do the same needs analysis on yourself. Do the needs analysis. I guarantee you it'll save you both time, frustration, and definitely money. So guys, if you want to get hold of the A-team, don't be shy. It's Modefin, it's Decra, it's the Innovation Group, and it's BMW Financial Services. Get hold of me on thecarseller@icloud.com and I'll put you in touch with the winning team. Now, having said all of that, have a look at some of the cars I've been fortunate enough to sell in my career.
When love goes, I keep feeling like I won't ever be this high up again. And I tell myself, don't you rest yourself, you can be the one who flies up again.
Oh baby, 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 oh baby, 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 oh baby, 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 I love you, oh baby, 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 oh baby, 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 oh baby, 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 I need you,
Peace.
Those are some real beauties that I was fortunate enough to sell in my career. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to smash that like button. Check out the original video on the links below. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe if you haven't already. I've been Nick, it's been real, we'll see you soon.
Surf4Cars.
Trio, ZA.